Hello. Hi everybody. Oh, tag friends. Hello everybody. Well, it's live Pilates again. Thursday night. I've got used to it. I wish we were outside, but never mind. So tonight I have been asked about shoulders and neck. I'm just going to turn that light out. It's a bit better, isn't it? Yeah, you can't see me. Shoulders and neck. So for the neck, we're going to do lots of mobility, showing you things that you can do when you are out and about, waiting for the kettle to boil, even some before you get out of bed. I'll do those at the end. And then also we want to strengthen the neck, because a lot of people have what you call as kyphosis. Is when you, because of our smartphones, we're spending a lot of time, more time like this, and you start to form a little lump here, and this lump is called kyphosis, the hunchback, but it's kyphosis. And if you don't redress it, it gets worse and worse and worse and worse. So by the time you're 70, your head will be like this. And because your head's like this, you have to tip your pelvis back, otherwise you'll be like that. So one thing messes up something else. So we're going to do some strengthening. Then we've got the shoulders, and we're going to do a lot of shoulder work, strengthening and mobility. So a bit of everything. And those of you that are recovering from injury, you'll take it easy. And those of you that want to work hard, you've got your tins. So you can use tins, or if you have them, you can use weights. But I'm going to use tins for some, weights for some, because they're quite heavy. Okay, so let's start then. Can't see anybody here. Is there anybody here? Give me a wave if you're watching. Looks like nobody's here. Yeah, okay. Oh, there you are. Thank you. Thanks, Audrey. I couldn't see anybody. I hadn't got the screen on. Okay, so to warm up, we're going to do some HIIT first. And I know we don't do, I want you to prove that HIIT is for mobility and strength. And we can do it at timing. I've got my Tabata timing here, which you may or may not be able to see. It's 8 seconds work. No, it's not. It's 8 sets, 20 seconds work, 10 seconds rest. And it will make your shoulders ache like mad, but remember, it's doing them a lot of good as well. So if you are feeling strong, you can use your tins or your dumbbells. I'm going to use them. I've never used them before for this exercise, but it's for the people who are not injured and not rehabilitating. So when we do this exercise, you want, if you've got your arms limp and you've got your bingo wings, you want your arms strong or active. So you want all the muscles in your arm, all the way down to your fingernails, active. So not limp, and it's not about the wrist movement, it's about the whole arm movement. So here we go. Are you ready? We'll set this timer. Got 10 seconds to think about it, and we'll do the setup of the body while we're doing this. 3, 2, can you hear it? 1. Okay, first one, arms out to the side. Now remember, while we're here, we're going to do our body setup at the same time. So my feet are hip distance apart, my neck is lengthened, my shoulders are down and back. I have a neutral spine. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Okay. 3, 2, 1. So now we're patting the ceiling. Patting the ceiling, patting the ceiling. So again, from the side, my shoulders are down and back, so they're not hunched over. 3, 2, 1. And rest. So the next one is patting the front. Remember your pelvic floor. 3, 2, 1. So this one is patting the front. Remember, pelvic floor lifted, core engaged. I should have had tins of cream. Could have had them all whipped by the time we finished. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Next one is the hardest because we're patting the back of the room. Shake them out. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Patting the back. So it looks like this, but it's very difficult. You need to keep your shoulders high, not letting them drop down. Anyway, when this one's done, we're already halfway through. Arms are nice and warm now, aren't they? Shoulders are warm. 2, 1. And shake them off. Who have we got? Hi, Wendy. Hi. Oh, Andy. We haven't done ankles yet. And now patting the floor. So it's the very first one. Back to the beginning. So you're more than halfway through. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Arms are still strong. Yes, they're aching now. 3, 2, 1. Oh. So next one is patting the ceiling. 3, 2, 1. Arms are strong. So if your shoulders are starting to creep up, make an effort to keep them down. And if you need a rest, just have a rest. Gosh, I'm not trying to kill you. You can use water bottles. 3, 2, 1. So now we're patting the front. We're 3/4 of the way through. So make sure your core is still engaged, you know, belly tight, core engaged, abs switched on. All of those things to describe getting your core switched on, engaged, tight, whatever. Three, 2, 1. 20 seconds work left, that's all. Hi, Gina. 3, 2, and the last one. Patting the back of the room. Rest if you need to, drop the weights if you need to. You've got about 11 seconds left, come on. 3, 2, 1. Oh, well done. Hey, that wasn't so bad, was it? That was okay. Shake them off. Cool. So yeah, they're aching like mad. Yes, they're nice and hot now, but you've worked them really hard, so you'll be a bit stronger at the end of it. Hello. Okay, so now we've done the hit to warm us up, we're going to go back to the beginning and do the mobilising. So you're all set up, and we're going to mobilise the neck. So we're going to do a lot of work on the neck. So inhale, and as you exhale, turn to the side. Inhale when you're there, and exhale back. So notice it's slightly different. Inhale, exhale to the side. Inhale here, and exhale back. Same again. See this? It's the speed that's important because it's quality, not quantity. Notice my shoulders aren't moving. I see, if you look from behind, I see this quite a lot because people are trying just too hard. So no movement of the shoulders at all. Keep going. You make sure you always do a matching pair because I'm not counting for you. Okay, when you've done a matching pair, the next one is looking, taking your chin up to the ceiling. Again, nothing moves except the head. And now chin to chest. Chin to the ceiling. Chin to chest. Feeling a nice stretch at the back of the neck. And now with your nose, we're going to do a circle. So you do a small circle. So I know somebody here has a neck problem. So if you have a neck problem, you'll probably have some pain in your neck. So you do a small circle. And then you get a little bit bigger until you feel a bit of pain. And when you feel a bit of pain, stop and go back a bit. Because you want to keep your neck mobile without going into pain. So I don't have any pain. I've got a lot of creaking there, but that's just all my muscles and everything stretching. Sounds very loud. Change direction. Go back to small. and then go as big as you like. Oh, and put your watch on. Okay, now we're going to do the letter M with your nose, so start over here, up and down in the middle and all the way up and over. Same again, back to the M backwards. Can you feel the back of your neck creaking? But this is very restorative and should be quite relaxing too. Okay, now we're going to move to the shoulders. Just draw small circles with the shoulders. Go as big as you can, as long as you don't go into pain. Keep going. Change direction. Keeping that belly tight, core engaged, abs contracted, whatever you want to call it. Okay, now we're going to bring the whole arm of the arms in. So they're nice and warm now, aren't they, from your hip. So you start with a small circle, and as long as there's no pain, you go as big as you like. So if one arm's a bit bad, then this arm could be doing small circles and this arm can be doing big circles. Or if it's really painful, you can do your circles down here. Now that's a big ask, isn't it? You know, asking one side to do something and the other side to do something else, but that's proprioception for you. Change direction. So again, if you have a shoulder injury and you keep it fixed, I mean, they tend not to put you in a sling as best they can now, because if you were to have your arm in a sling and not move your shoulder for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, then you could end up with a frozen shoulder, which is horrendous because it can take 2 years to get right. So you definitely don't want a frozen shoulder. So if all you're doing is this, then that's better than nothing. Okay? Now I go out to the side. So chest height and long. I see my new paddleboard. Oh, so excited. If it's not raining, I might go down to the canal later. If anybody wants to come, give me a ring. Bring a canoe or whatever. And now diagonal. So I'm thinking Pilates on a paddleboard. I've done it before. I'm just wondering how to get a qualification in it. Brilliant. So shoulders should be nice and easy and relaxed and supple and lovely and warm now. So we move down the body. So this is just a gentle movement. You can do this anytime you like, when you're feeling a bit stiff, when I've been doing a lot of sewing, so been down on the floor without moving and it's like a bit, oh. So when you get up, do a bit of this. Same the other way. So we're going to move on now, down the side. Nice and gently. So this, remember, is about mobilising all the joints. No gymnastics. You're not competing against anybody. Good thing about this, if you can see from the side, it's very easy to let your belly hang out. So keep it tight while you're going down. Keep the pelvic floor lifted. Okay, now we're not using the legs very much at all today, but we still have to keep them mobile. So here we go, this good old one here. And if you're very good at balance, you could be here. Keeping the shoulders down, so they're not up round your ears, they're down. Oh, I've got a question. Keep going. Hi, Alison. Hi. I'm not waving to everybody, there's too many. Now lift the knee, turn it out, bring it in, turn it out. So this is also good practice for your balance as well as opening up the hip. And now swing front to back. change sides. Point the toe out, draw a semicircle, and then lift the toe literally a centimetre off the floor. We don't want the hip to lift, we want to keep the hips level. Okay, now lift the knee, turn it out. And front to back. Okay, now put your feet and knees together and just bob down. So I am asking you now to take your knees over your toes, because then you just feel a nice gentle stretch in that calf muscle. Gently, gently. Lovely. Up onto your toes and lift the toes. This is good for your ankle. Somebody there's got a bad ankle. Up onto your toes, lift the toes. Brilliant. Okay, so now we're going back to work. So we're going to do neck first. So I'm going to stay standing up. If you want to sit down, as long as you have good posture. So we've done the mobility for the neck. So now we're going to do some strengthening for the neck. So I'll come a bit closer, I think. So I'm going to put my palm of my hand against the side of my face. I'm going to push my face that way and resist it with the palm of my hand. So in other words, I've got a fight going on, and if you just put your hands here, you'll feel that muscle. Can you feel that muscle really working? Hold it for 3 whole breaths. Hi Wayne. Neck strengthener. And relax, and then give it a wibble. Same the other side. Push your hand against your face. I'm now pushing my face that way and my hand that way. So I'm fighting, and then feel that neck muscle there. So this is a strengthener. It's not about mobility. Breaths, breaths, breaths. And relax. Give it a wobble. Let's do the same the other side. Now when you've got lots of time, I would do 3 each side. So if you have a particular problem on one side, I would do twice as many on the bad side as the good side. And relax. And again, push, 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 push. Push, push. And relax, give it a wobble. Now the next one, put your palm of your hand on your forehead. And now I'm going to push my head that way, but resist with my palm. So now I've got a fight, and again you'll feel these muscles at the front working now. Keeping the core tight, pelvic floor lifted. And relax, give it a wobble. And one more. Can you feel those muscles working? And relax, give it a wobble. Now we do the back ones. So I put my hands behind my head, and now I'm going to push my head back and my hands forward. So you can do this anytime you're in the car on your car headrest. And relax, give it a wobble. Same again. Push, push, push. So if I'd had whiplash and then I was recovering from whiplash, so not in pain but recovering, this is the one I would do. And relax. Now the next one, we're going to take ear to shoulder, which if you've got any neck injuries and it hurts. So look, here we go. I have no pain, but I'm going slowly, 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 slowly as far as I can. I have no pain. I'm going to put my hand here and give it a teeny weeny tug. All these muscles here that I've just been using are nicely stretched. And relax, give it a wobble. Same the other side. So first you lower your ear to your shoulder. And as long as there's no pain, very gently give it a tiny, tiny tug. So now I'm stretching these muscles here. Relax, give it a wobble. One more this side. So tomorrow, when you've done these exercises, tomorrow if your neck aches, it's just because you found new muscles, not because I've hurt you. But this reminds me, it's your workout and your body. You've only got one body, you have to look after it. And if you're sat millions of miles away from me. I can't actually instruct you and advise you on your body, so you have to look after yourself. And relax. Now give it a wobble. Now we're going to do a circle with your nose again. So you do a small one first, and then go as big as you can without any pain. And the other way. So that creaking I could feel before, it's all gone now. Okay, well done. So now we're going to go back to the shoulders, and this is a strength move, but it also has mobility. And you know how I like to multitask, so we're not just using your shoulders, we're going to use all your legs and your bum. Okay, so I've got some, you can use your tins. If you've got tins, weights, spanners, whatever you want to use. From the side, we're going to inhale, take the weights up to the front, and sit back as though you're going to sit in a chair, but it's not there. And come back up. And down. So notice the speed, because if you're doing this, you're using momentum. We don't want to use momentum. We want to use the body for the whole thing. So I'm using dumbbells now. And back up. Don't let your shoulders come up to your ears. Keep the core tight. Belly button to spine. If you've got bad shoulders, don't use any weights. You can do this without weights. But I luckily don't have bad shoulders. And some of you there are real fitties. So I don't want to make it too easy, else you never come back. So I'm trying to cover all bases. Still breathing. So my arms are starting to shake a little bit. That's good. When I'm actually working, shaking is okay. Remember, when you're stretching, shaking is not okay. I'm going to do one more because I think I might make it, I might not. So what you do is you go up to your last one and try one more, and that's it. So I'm done. Shake it all off. So the next one is lying down. Oh God, I hope you can see me. Can you see me on the floor? I'm going to show you, I'll sit up, this is what you're doing, but you're lying on the floor. Lie on your back with your arms out to your side, and then bring them up to right angles. The first part of the move, so I've got the backs of my hands and backs of my arms on the floor. Slide them up a little bit, making sure all of this stays on the floor. And bring it back. And slide it up and bring it back. Go as far as you can without anything lifting off the floor. So, it's here. So this is relaxing, and it's mobility. Keep going. It's mobility for your shoulders. If anybody wants to turn it into a power move, you do it upright against a wall. And believe me, they'll start to ache pretty quick. So lying on the floor is restorative. Up against a wall is a power move. Now we're going to change that. So you're lying with your hands on everything on the back of the floor. Bring the palms up and over. And you may not be able to reach the floor, but you may. I'm quite supple in the shoulders, so I can. And again, you can do it against a wall. So if I'm leaning against a wall, have all the backs of my hands against the wall, bringing it down, bringing it up. It's as though this elbow is pinned into the floor. It's a pivot point. So if one side is better than the other, don't worry about it. And if your hands can't reach the floor, don't worry about it. It's mobility. So you go as far as you can without any pain, without forcing it. So if you're doing this against a wall, you'll start to ache. Shake it off, come back to it. Lovely. Okay, you keep going. Wish I could see you. Okay, shake it off. So we're going to do press-ups. Now a little bird has told me that her bloke can't do press-ups and he was very surprised about it. So when we do Pilates press-up, we do it on our hands and knees, and we've done it loads and loads of times, but I want to give you an alternative for the big guys who want to do full press-ups but can't do it on the floor. So I'm just going to turn you around a tiny bit. Okay. So I've got my feet away from the wall and I'm leaning into the wall. Make sure you get your posture right by, instead of having your bum stuck out, we need to be in a straight line. So now I'm in a straight line. I have my shoulders, my arms shoulder height, and I bring my face into the wall and the elbows out to the side. Keeping the belly tight, tight, tight. Keeping it floor, pelvic floor lifted. And this is the speed you want to be going. If you're doing this, you're using momentum. So this is the exact same press-up move you do on the floor, but we're upright. Now, should you find that easy, then you make the wall lower by doing it, say, on your chair or on a table. So if I move you back now, I could be doing my presser here. And when I can do loads of those, I can go to the floor and do it on the floor. So it's just a different way of doing a press up and building up to a full press up. And again, I don't want to see this. This is not a press up. This is a press up. Okay, when you need to rest, you need to rest here just to give your back that break. Okay, and then come back. Now, obviously, my regular clients know that our Pilates press up is here. You keep going, but I wanted to show my regulars, I wanted to show the newbies that there is another way of doing press-ups that you can learn, and you're doing it in that plank position, starting upright. The lower you get, the lower you get. And then don't forget, when you're really hardcore, you do it decline press-up by having your feet high and lowering your body down. So there's loads of different ways you can do press-ups, starting with it easy, more difficult, really hard. Okay, so carry on. And then of course you can do close press-ups. So if you do a press-up where you keep your arms close to your body, then you're using the smaller arm muscles as opposed to the big shoulder muscles. So that's a different move altogether, and you use that, we'll use that on another time, but this was for shoulders. Today's class is all about the shoulders. So we do it with the arms going out to the side. So I bet you pooped now. So into a nice rest. Get your breath back. Can you see my shoulders from there? So here we are, I'm doing my child pose. If you watch my shoulders here, I can turn my armpits out, and that gives me a big chest stretch. And then I can turn my armpits in towards each other, which gives me a stretch across here. Big movement. And after press-ups, that is the very best stretch that you could do. Right, we'll have a relaxing one now. So we're doing shoulder bridge. Can you see me? I can't see if you can see me. Okay, doing shoulder bridge. But because of mobility in the shoulders, we're going to use the shoulders. When you're up in shoulder bridge, you can bring them up and over. So again, if you have no problems with your shoulders, grab your tins or your weights, whichever, or nothing, doesn't matter. So, arms up to the ceiling, build up to shoulder bridge. So it's vital that you're in a nice straight line. Squeezing that bum tight, so we're multitasking. And then you slowly, and I mean slowly, take the arms over the head and bring them back. So this is no good. It's using momentum. You take them slowly and bring them back slowly. You don't need to use weights. You come down when you want to, and when you need a rest, hug your knees into your chest and roll around and come back into it. Still squeezing your bum, squeezing your belly button, tight into your spine. Rest when you need to, work when you don't. This is also a good back strengthener. You're using your bum, your hamstrings. Rest when you need to. So if I dump the weights, then it's pure shoulder mobility. With the weights, it's a power move. So it's exactly the same move doing two different jobs. And you choose which job you want. Okay, I'm rolling down, pull one knee tight into the chest and then the other knee. Roll around on the spine. Let's just stretch those legs out, so release one leg down, heel first, toe is flat. This is a pointy toe, very pretty. This is a flex foot. Not very pretty, but it gives you a nice stretch down the back of the leg and all into the bum. So there we are, that's the stretch we're going to do. And now swap them over. So heel leads all the way down to the floor. How's that feel? Right, got really nice shoulder mobility again. I suppose I'll do it this end. Does my bum look big in this? So I need to be in a straight line. To make sure I'm in a straight line, I'm going to line up on the back of the mat. So I've got my bum on the back of the mat, my feet on the back of the mat, and my shoulder on the back of the mat. Bring your hand forward, rest your head on the floor, or if you need to, put something under it, palm to palm. So this is the one, it's like an open book. There's two parts to it. We're going to do 5 of the first part, and then we do 5 on the second part. And the first part, nothing moves except the arm. So the hips are straight up to the ceiling and the arm goes as far as it can without any pain. And this is the speed we need to be in. There's 2. Notice my pelvis isn't moving at all. I'm pushing the back of this hand into the floor. I think it's one more. Is anybody counting for me? Okay, now the second part, I'm going to follow my thumb with my eyes. So my hips don't move, but I get a full spine twist. I go as far as I can without any pain and all the way back. So we have 5 there. So now we've still got that chest opening, the shoulder moving, and a waist and spine twist now as well. Never go into pain. That's 3. 2 more. And 1 more. Lovely. How's that feel? Feeling all right? Shake it all out. And we'll do the same on the other side. So flip over. So I've got my bum on the back of the mat, my heels on the back of the mat, and my shoulder on the back of the mat. Palm to palm. Verse 5, just the arm moves, nothing else. no pain at all. So if you've got any issues with your shoulder, you might have one arm better than the other. Most people are a bit lopsided anyway. Still got that core tight, abs engaged, belly button to spine, whatever you want to call it. This is the last one. Okay, now we move on to the second part. So your eyes follow your thumb as far as you can. As soon as you can't follow your thumb anymore, stop. But I'm quite supple in the shoulders, I go all the way. Notice the hips don't move at all. Two more. And one more. Brilliant. That should feel quite nice. You should feel nicely stretched across the chest. Shake it all off. I'm going to do one now, shoulder strength at, again, have the tins of beans if you want them. And it's Superman, so we can upgrade and upgrade and upgrade depending on how you feel. I've overcooked it, I bought the wrong weights. So, remember Superman, let's do one all the way around the world first. So I'm in a box position, so my knees are under my hips and my wrists are on the floor under my shoulders. My neck is lengthened, so I'm not letting it go down, lengthened. Definitely don't pull it up. Okay, inhale. As you exhale, take this arm up as high as you can. Without lifting it, keep it down, keep it level, and bring it back down. And now the other arm. Notice how the weight shifts onto the other knee. And now take one foot out and bring it up to bum height. So again, we're not lifting the hip, keeping the hips level, and bring it back down. So this is working your back nicely as well. So we're not letting it dip, keeping it flat. Okay, so that's around the world, and you can do that. We're concentrating today on the shoulders, so if you want to, you can just keep going. One up, and then the other up at this speed. You can grab your tin to make it a little bit more difficult, or your weight, whichever you want to choose. Don't go into pain, but it is a workout. And again, some of you know that you can take one leg out and the other one out in full Superman and bring it back, and the other side. So it's diagonal, opposite sides. When you need to rest, keep going, but if you need to rest, this will be your rest in child pose. Okay? But otherwise, keep going. Still breathing nicely. I think it's only a matter of time before I can do very, very small groups outside, which will be lovely. And I'll be able to do one-to-one. So if you want to book a one-to-one with me, you're very welcome. Give me a message. Feel your bum working when you do this. Rest when you need to, work when you don't. And if you need to ditch the weight, of course, ditch the weight. It's entirely up to you. So this exercise is accessible for everybody, unless you can't go on your knees. But even then, if you can't go on your knees, you could do this on the chair. I know I'm saying this quite late in the day, but it's this exercise. Okay. So into child pose. Stretch it off. And relax the shoulders. And the wrists need a bit of a relax, don't they? Okay, seated. We're going to do a seated spine twist. Lots of ways of doing this. Remember, we do this with the bands quite a lot, but I know some of you haven't got bands. So this is where your tins come in. If you want to, have them ready. So, to do this exercise properly, sit with your legs comfortably wide. If you can't sit comfortably, please get a cushion or a pillow or a block, anything. Just be comfortable. So legs are comfortably wide, feet are flexed if you can. If you can't, just relax them. Main thing, shoulders are down and back. Take your hands to prayer position, fingertips on your chin, thumb on your chest. Inhale. As you exhale, turn to the side without lifting any of the cheeks. So you're keeping the weight equal on each bum. And twist, so it's a spine twist as well. Okay, so if you can keep this chin directly above your chest, you can try this move out here. So I can just see out of the corners of my eyes, I can see my hand. Arms aren't limp, they're strong, engaged, active, whatever you want to call it. And then, if you have no shoulder problems, because this is a good shoulder workout, you can have your tins of whatever, beans, and do this exercise here. So if anybody wants to do this my way, upgrade, bear with, because what I do is I set my timer for 1 minute, and I'm going to do 1 minute pulses on that side and 1 minute pulses on the other side. So anybody who's not joining in, doesn't matter, you do your exercise and shake it off when you need to, okay? But those of you who are with me, let's try it. So it's a minute of pulsing here. Pulse, pulse. I've got pulses in my hand. It's killer, I have to warn you. Notice my arms aren't spreading out, they're still in that same position. So if you notice you're using your thigh muscle to keep you up, you're using your core, you're using your bum muscles, shoulders big time, neck's having a rest. Okay, we're getting very hot now. If you need to stop, please do. Just relax, shake your shoulders off. We're down to 9 seconds left. Okay, relax, bring it back, shake it off, shake the legs off. If you want to sit cross-legged, you can. Of course, we've got to do the other side. Wouldn't be right if we didn't do the other side. A bit of a saddo, aren't I? This is what I do when I'm watching telly, because I get bored. So we're doing a big strengthener for the shoulders, you'll notice. We've done loads of mobility. If you have any questions, please inbox me, phone me, whatever. $20 left. Feel your hamstrings working. Shoulders now are killing, they're on fire. Waist is on fire. Have you heard of the DOMS? The DOMS are delayed onset muscle soreness. If you have the DOMS tomorrow in the shoulders, I wouldn't be at all surprised. There we are, done. Oh, on fire. Shake it all off. Okay, we're going to do one exercise that's, if you've ever had to have physiotherapy for, heard of a rotator cuff injury, this will be one of the exercises that you'll be doing. Now I have bands, don't I? We share our bands, and you hold the band in your hand, but for mobility and still strength, it's really good without band. So clench your fists in front, elbows stay tight into your waist, and just turn the arms out to the side. Shoulders don't move, they stay exactly where they are. Now, like I say, I've got good mobility in my shoulders, so I can go all the way to here. But if you've got a rotator cuff injury, or you've had a rotator cuff injury, you might not be able to go very far, but keeping it mobile. If you've got your fists clenched, works a lot better. So, you know, with my bands, we have the elastic bands, you stretch them and bring it back. This is the best strengthener for the rotator cuff, so you don't injure it again. And the rotator cuff are all these muscles here that hold your shoulder in. You could have had a tear, you could have had impingement, various things, commonly known as a rotator cuff injury. This is the last hard work, the rest are all stretches. Now I'm going to do 10 pulses out here, okay? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 10 slow. Feel it clicking around the back. Clicking's fine, don't worry. I think it's one more. Brilliant, and shake it off. Right, I'm going to show you the neck exercises that you can do standing, sitting, but particularly before you even get out of bed in the morning. If you've got a bad neck, so you're lying in bed, throw the pillows out of the way, turn your face to one side without any pulling up of the shoulders, so shoulders stay where they are. Your head now is nicely supported, turning. So if those of you who've got my homework sheet, this is the first exercise. And you can do this as often as you like. You can do it in the car while you're sat at traffic lights. Do it while you're watching telly. And then here's the next one, chin to chest. And then chin to the ceiling. Messes the hair up, but who cares? Chin to chest. And chin to ceiling. Okay, so that's the one you can do before you even get out of bed. Brilliant. Okay, and now we just need to do your shoulder stretches, and we're done. So, shoulder stretches. First one, take your arm out in front. I like to hold my wrist, but most people bring it across with their hand. But don't put the weight on the elbow joint. So you're either here or here. But I actually like to hold my wrist and bring it back. So I'm not turning at all. I'm keeping my shoulders exactly where they are and drawing the arm across. So while we're here, still remember, belly tight, core engaged, whatever you want to call it, belly button to spine, and of course your pelvic floor. So the stretches we do at the end, relax, change arm, take it out, bring it around. The stretches we do at the end are called developmental stretches, and they're the ones that bring the muscle back to the length that it started before you did all these contractions, and hopefully you develop the stretch so you end up with longer muscles. So again, that's why Pilates is good for you, because instead of having bulky muscles, which us girls don't like, I know some of you guys do, but us girls don't, we have long, lean muscles. and relax it off. Now take the arm up to the ceiling, leave the elbow where it is and drop the hand down the back. So the hand is here. And then put your hand on top of the elbow and just give it a slight tug. So I've now got a stretch in this bingo wing. I showed you this on the last video, didn't I? And we're holding this here, no pain at all. You never ever go into pain when you're stretching, and you never go into shaking. So when we're doing this with the band and I see that the band's shaking, I know you're overdoing it and I shout at you. And as the stretch relaxes, you can add just a tiny bit more to it. And then release it, bring it down. Take the other arm up, leave the elbow there, drop the hand down, and give it a very gentle tug. Again, as it relaxes, maybe you can go a bit further. Any suggestions for next week? Give me a buzz or a message. I prefer to do what you want, shake it off. Now we're just going to do the wrists first of all. So you snake them. And the other way. And shake them. And shake them up and down. Now clasp the fingers, push them through. We don't want the shoulders up at the ears, we want the shoulders down, and you draw the arms back. So most people can get their arms to their ears, but if you can go that little bit further, do. Should be relaxing, by the way. Just joined me. Hi Charlotte. So as you relax, you go a little bit further. And bring it down, shake it off. Now we take the hands behind, take them down over the bum, and then draw them in towards each other. So you're getting a huge chest stretch. Keeping the core tight. And now if you are quite supple and you don't have any injuries, then maybe you can lift the arms. But if you can't, don't force it. Never force a stretch, ever. And bring it down and shake it off. And we're done. So, any questions? Any suggestions for next week? Give me a call, give me a buzz, leave some feedback. I'm going to transcribe this and put it on my YouTube video, on my YouTube channel as normal, which is mainly Pilates on YouTube. And I'll see you there. And it's all free. Even if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you don't have to pay, it's still free. So subscribe and pass it on to anybody you want. Thank you.